Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. In this video I'm going to be claiming Wangfa, who I managed to get because my faction managed to come first in both the level up and the SR tournament, so that meant 2k collectibles. I only needed one of those wins and I had him because I had quite a lot of his collectibles already. But it just means I've got a little bit of a head start on that second 5-star ascendable. He's going to be good potentially on defense teams as well. It'll be interesting to see how he works. This is me collecting him, as you can see, and like I said, I'm very happy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to speedily level him up. Don't do this too often on the videos. I'm not going to max him out as a 6-star. We'll get him to like maybe maxed out tier 1, something like that as a 6-star. But yeah, here you go. So here he is as a tier 2, just into tier 2, level 1, 6-star. I'm going to just be testing him out. He doesn't need to be maxed out to be useful. Obviously his skills is purely based on his rush. He's not really going to do much damage, that sort of thing, so it doesn't really make much difference. So as long as you've got him with decent defensive mods, decent maybe defensive weapon, he should be okay. He should be okay. He's not going to get focused too much because his attack stat is quite low versus like your other S-class characters who are going to have a much higher attack stat. Even if he is an S-class character, he's going to have quite a low attack stat because he's just not going to raise it because it's all about bleeds and that doesn't scale off of his attack, so you might as well just increase his defensive stats like HP and defense. And I've gone with defense against tough. You can go with a defense against alert. I think I pretty much went with defense against tough because that was the best one I had. And I've gone with AP drain. Now you obviously want to go with the set bonus here. I am very low on mods. I'm waiting for the next mod removal event because I've been just putting loads of mods on all my characters, but basically because they're arenas, and when you hit an endurance on singular attacks, you need mods. In the bottom right hand corner I would go with stun resist, but I do not actually have a stun resist, so in the meantime I'm probably going to go, well, I do have a stun resist. I could just go with an offset one. We'll just hit a high percentage. I'm going to reset this guy's stuff anyway afterwards. So he's not getting the best bonus he could in terms of the amount of HP, but I have given him a HP weapon. This is the weapon he's going to be using in the team I'm going to be using him in, and it's going to give him 28% HP, so a nice little HP boost on top of this. He's not going to get any defensive stats from the leader because I've gone with an offensive leader, and this is just to show you that you don't necessarily need huge amount of S-class characters to sort of get the job done to a certain extent with Wangfa. Wangfa is just going to slowly trickle the defense team down. You just got to survive pretty much. You just got to stop them from doing their actives with Priya and just keep everyone alive. Pretty much as simple as that. So this is the team I'm going to be going with. It's pretty much my old attack team for ranged, and one of the reasons I moved away from this team was because obviously Krista's great, but she's not doing any trait damage against these Pete defense teams. But mainly now she's going to be there for, you know, stunning people with the stun gun. I could potentially mod her a little bit more defensively because I think she's modded quite offensively. But also she's just her slow and stuff is going to be very, very useful. And in the future, if she does get one of those nice weapons with the 33% slow on crits, I think it is, or 20% slow on crits, even better. Wangfa as a 6-star will just sort of sit here and get his rush off as quickly as possible, and then that's it. Every kill after that is going to be decapped because his rush gives crosshairs for 3 turns to a group of like the entire team, which is pretty insane. So we're just going to test it out and see how it goes. So we'll start off on an easier team, just sort of like a baby Pete team where there's no Pete basically. But this sort of guy does counter multiple revives, so that's pretty good. And you just basically want to get his rush off as quickly as possible. That's pretty much the trick with him. The quicker you get his rush off, the earlier those tier ups are going to come in on the hemorrhage, which we should be able to get off right now. It attacks through shields and everything. It can be resisted, of course, if they've got bleed resist, but it's pretty much as simple as that. That's it done. And then we just have to basically control everybody else who's still alive and get through the rest. It shouldn't be too difficult. Let's see, we'll just try you. And we'll see the hemorrhage damage come in. The person who you attack initially takes an extra 300 because they actually get a base 300 bleed as well, which is pretty cool. Just a little bonus on top. Just try and clear one of these shields. And these are all going to be decapped. You see, and the decaps come in, which is really good. Against Pete teams, it's going to struggle a little bit. It does lack the firepower. I do not like using Krista against Pete teams because obviously no trait damage. Not going to do too much. Lots of all those decaps, and then obviously if Pete was there, then that would be unrevivable teammates, which is great. So we're actually going to try a slightly weaker team here, and it's basically going to be a team without Krista, but with Cole in there in terms of just much more control and basically just, you know, letting that hemorrhage from Wangfa just tear up as much as possible. And we'll take on an actual S-Class Pete team, which doesn't have too many revives, so that's not going to be the issue when it comes to this team. Now, normally that sort of character would be decapped because I'd have Heng Yen, and that would be a very early decap, but it's not going to be the case. It's not going to be the case anymore, unfortunately. We will see a revive come in most likely, unless I can just control that. He did resist it. So oh no, okay. Okay. And now we can just do the control for the rest of the characters where we can. And it should just tear up. I think it's already teared up. Let's have a little look. 450. Now it will take a while. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be quick. But this is going to give you an option. If you've got other heavy hitters, like I'm going to be mainly using him on a Carl team on attack. And I'm going to see how it goes before I really commit to that S-Class. Basically, once I see the S-Class is good, the 5-star Ascendable is good, I will potentially commit, just because I want to make sure it's a heavy investment. But I am almost onto that second 6-star now. There we go, it's up to 750. I'm not sure if doing it again does anything. Let me see. It doesn't look like it. It does look like his rush does a line of enemies though. So it is nice to do it into a corner on the second, like the second time rounds. You don't want to do it in the middle again. You want to do it in a corner so that it does a line. That's worth noting. And you can see it's just eventually going to take out this team. As long as your team can stay alive, and this defense team isn't doing any damage really, so It was always going to be the case. And I think Wangfa is going to be one of those characters that is going to be quite a good pickup for people who are trying to catch up to the S-Class era. You know, people who maybe have come back to the game, who are new to the game, just because you can build really tanky attack teams. It'll take you a while to kill a team. You can build really tanky attack teams and get through teams with him, and that's pretty decent. So we'll try and find another Pete team. Okay, we found another one. This one's got 2 revives on it, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. You can get high percentage weapons on him if you want. Like right now, what I could do is I could say, hey, actually I'm not gonna rush, and I'm just gonna make sure that I get this center, because I could potentially kill her. I'm just gonna defend these 2. Like when I say potentially kill her, I'm most likely gonna kill her. And now I can start rushing if I want to. These will be decapped kills, which is great. And then if you brought the control, you can just lock some characters in. Like, is she focused? Doesn't look like it. Dazed. And she's still not focused. So now it's better to do it in the corner. I thought I dazed him. Oh, he rushed, okay. But his rush doesn't do any HP, so Pete's rush isn't too dangerous. It's mainly his active, which is scary for heals. And then we'll just heal on this dude so he doesn't do anything. Yeah, I like this. This should be a fairly big hit now, yeah. And as long as you bring the control, and now they're confused for 2 turns, and then it's a guaranteed win at that point. It doesn't matter what I do. They'll just bleed out, basically. And this is going to be really useful for people. He's a cheeky one. It's going to be really useful for people who haven't got, like I said, lots of S-Class characters who are trying to make their way back. I still think Priya is the best character to go for. So if you're focusing on a character, Priya is the best one to go for. But Wangfa seems to be a good secondary if you are trying to catch up. Just because of like what I just did there, you can do to pretty much any Pete team with a lot of controllers. Douglas, Guardian Shields are great. Cole, Earl, just to disarm. You can't get Earl anymore, so I think you're kind of short on options when it comes to a disarm. It is very, very useful. So you're very short on options in terms of like right now being able to get your hands on a disarm. Maybe that'll change in the future because weapons are much more stronger on their 4 slot. A lot of the 4 slot stuff's really strong and you can't disarm that. So maybe they're going to make disarms a little bit more widely available. We'll see. But that's only a tier 1, just into tier 2, level 1 Wangfa, and you could see like what he was doing. He didn't get hit really that much. I didn't notice, and he's just being a tank, and he's just tearing up that damage. It will take a few turns. That's the thing. Like if you want to get it going really quick, you have to start using lacerators, and you can bring in lacerators to make it go quicker. Obviously that'd be great. Get 1 or 2 lacerators in the team and it's great. You can potentially use them as a leader as well, and obviously that's pretty good. You don't gain any attack, but you get this crosshairs for the first few turns. I don't think that's that strong. A lot of people saw that and thought that was really strong. I don't think that's that strong because by the time the rushes are going off, his rush is going off, Wangfa, and that's when the crosshairs will come up anyway. So I didn't think that leader skill was too... I would prefer like 40% defense personally, if I was going to have him as an attacking leader or a defensive leader. But hey, that's the way it is. So yeah, I think he's pretty good. I'm happy to get my hands on him. He is a character that when he was released I did like the look of, but I didn't want to... I'm still not 100% certain how good he will be as an S-Class in terms of that investment. Like another 8,000 collectibles to just get stats boosted, really. Not much changes on him other than that. So I'll think about it. I might go for like maybe one of the other characters to get 2,000 of their collectibles just to get them up to 6-star and just see how they are, like Guo and Dayu, because those are other characters that I do want to look at. But that was Wangfa. He obviously works, I would say, on attack and defense. Do tell me if you got your hands on him after this weekend's faction tournaments. I did see a lot of people posting on my Discord that they did manage to get quite a few collectible items for him. That is the end of my video though, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.